Hello everyone, it's Maria here from pepperlyrose.blogspot.com.au. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in Sydney, Australia. Thank you all so much for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a project that's very near and dear to my heart, and basically it's my husband's Valentine's Day card. And I'll be using the Teeny Tiny Sentiments stamp set. It's an oldie but a goodie, and I'll be using the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment off that. With that, I'm going to be using the classic label punch, which can be found in our annual catalogue, which looks like this. Okay, and I'm also using today the tailored tag punch. This punch is featured in our current occasions catalogue, which can be found on page 45. It's also part of a bundle, so if you buy the tag punch, tailored tag punch, as well as a truly tailored stamp set as a bundle, you get 10% off. So this is really good. So if you don't want to use it in the context of how it looks like in this suite, I'll show you a different way of using it so you can make your projects go further. And just as a reminder, so that's in our occasions catalogue, that the Waterfront stamp set is also featured in our occasions catalogue. And as a reminder, which is what I tried to say before, celebration is still on, guys, and we've added I think 3 more new items, and you can see those in my online store at pepperlyrose.stampinup.net. You'll have a basket weave embossing folder, which is a dynamic one. It's the thicker one and it just gives you a deeper impression, and then 2 new stamp sets. So, and some also, you get some DSP too. So go and check it out on my online store and have fun shopping. So for every $90 you spend, you can pick 1 free item out of this catalogue, and also for every $180 you spend, you're able to get some exclusive products for free. So this is as a gift to you for shopping during celebration. So we'll get started on this project. Now the Waterfront stamp set will be used in a completely different way. So I want you to see how much further this stamp set can go other than just using it for landscapes. So we'll get started. I have a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and it is half an A4 cut in half, and then I scored it again down the middle, and that gives you an A6 card base. So I'm just going to burnish that score line that I've pre-done. Okay, so that's all burnished and done, and you will need a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. I've just got some scrap here, and I'm going to pop a sheet of paper underneath just to protect my work surface. But on the underside here, this is a piece of paper that I, put ink smudges on by accident. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to freehand draw a heart, and I want it to be a similar size to this card base. So I'm going to keep this fairly simple. So I'm just going to freehand draw a heart. And it doesn't have to be precise or overly spectacular, because I'm going to freehand cut that out using my paper snips. And this is a truly handmade embellishment, and I think it adds a really nice rustic feel to that. So I'm just going to cut that out. Oops. Cut that out, and it doesn't have to be precise, but it just gives you a nice freehand, kind of a rustic looking heart, which is what I'm after. So the magic will come when I stamp all over this heart. And I'm using the Waterfront stamp set in a completely different way than is intended in our catalogue, at least anyway. But with all stamp sets, you can use them any way you wish. There's no right or wrong way. So that didn't take long. So now I have a big rustic looking heart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be concentrating on these 3 images, this one, and this one. Now lately I've been inspired by the Painted with Love DSP, and I'll show that to you. I'll just bring that up in the catalogue in case you're not aware. So I'll just go through, see what great stuff we've got here. I'm just going to go through quickly and show you. I might as well just go through the whole catalogue whilst I'm at it. The Painted with Love DSP, which is Valentine's Day themed, should be here now. Yes, here we go. I love that DSP so much, but I didn't buy the DSP because it's going to go in my next order. But I was very inspired by it, and we've got stamp sets like the last video I did was with the Work of Art stamp set, which had beautiful like water brush strokes, and this is the same thing. So I'm just going to use that in for that context, but I'm going to use the colour scheme of grey and black with silver embossing, so I'll show you that very quickly. So what I will do is I will grab my smoky slate, and I'm going to stamp that image over here, and I'm going to stamp off, put that up here, I'm going to stamp off and just on, and I'll do it pretty much everywhere, stamp off and on like that. Do it this way as well, just change it up a bit, and so I'm doing like an all over colour of stamped off smoky slate ink, and there. Okay, so I'm finished with that image. Now on this image here, I'm going to use and that's this one over here. I'm going to use the smoky slate in full strength, so I'm not going to stamp off, but I am keeping to the pattern of it being across. Actually, you can't really tell I'm using the smoky slate. Okay, so forget the smoky slate. I want a darker grey, but I don't want to use the basic grey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the basic Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm going to stamp it off twice, and then I'm going to use it as yeah, like a darker colour. Stamp it off twice, and like that, and like that, and like that. Oops. Like that. Okay, so that looks really cool and rustic, so I'll take it away from that mess, and that's what it looks like. So I'll pop that away. I'm going to give this a little clean because I don't want it to stain everything. Clean that whilst I'm at it too. Clean that off. Because knowing me, I will make a mess everywhere, and then I put it in the wrong colour of ink pad, and trust me, I've done that many times and I've learnt the hard way. So I will now get to that really the skinnier image. I'm going to rub embossing buddy over the top of that, and I'm just going to clear emboss that image. So just rub that on. Okay, now grab my Versamark ink pad, and I'll grab that image, and I've double mounted it, but I can't really see through, so I'm just going to leave that on there and just stamp it. And you don't seriously have to use this stamp set in the context of it having to be a like a watercoloured landscape. You can use this to even make just pattern paper like I'm doing now. I love making my own pattern paper because I can truly customise it the way I want and for the look that I'm after. So I'm just going to get some silver embossed powder. I'm just opening up my container. Sorry, it makes a bit of a noise. And I'll just start adding now, it looks the same, but it truly won't be once I emboss it. And it's hard to tell where the embossing powder is because it all looks the same, but trust me, once I finish this off, it'll look completely different. Okay, and put that there. All right, so you can't really tell, but the embossing powder's there, down the middle, there and there. So what I'm going to do is, off camera, I am going to heat emboss this heart that I hand drew, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've just heat embossed in silver, so that's what it looks like. And upon looking at this, I also feel it would look really nice with actual black, just full-on black elements to it, just to bring it up a little bit more. So I'm just going to use that same skinny little one that I used before, and I'm going to add some black, just a little bit of black here and there, but just in really skinny, like that. I think that looks way better. Kind of looks like camouflage, but in the grey colour scheme in a way. So I really like that it's got the bit of black coming through there. So I'll just put it like that, and like don't want it to be too intense, but just to give it just a bit of a lift here and there. So I'll just put that up there, and I think I'll add one more down the bottom there, and I think that really finishes it off. I'll add one more black, and I'll use the thicker part on that one, just there. And I think that heart looks really nice. I know it's grey and black, but I really love that colour scheme. And it's, my husband wears a lot of black and grey as well, so we're matches. I wear black, he wears grey and black. And blue's his other favourite colour. But because I did something blue before, for other years, I thought I'll do something a little different for him. So I've just cleaned my stamp. And that's it for the heart. So if I bring over my card base, that's what it would look like. Isn't that cool? I just love it. All right, so what I'll do is I've got a piece of basic black scrap cardstock. I'm going to use the tailored tag punch, and I'm going to cut out a little tag there. And I'm not sure if I'll use it. I'll just have a look and see how I go. And I'll use that same piece of Whisper White cardstock scrap, and I'm going to take out the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment. So put that on my block. It's a little large, but that's okay. And then I'm going to stamp that with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I know it's upside down, sorry. Okay, and I'll just stamp it on the bottom here. And that turned out perfect. I love Memento. And I'm going to get my classic label punch now. And I'm just going to cut that out. And I'll just straighten it up here. Make sure it's straight. Okay. And now I have the sentiment all stamped and cut out. And I was thinking of putting that over here and that over there, or basically in the middle of the heart. I'm not sure. Or I should just leave it and have it down the bottom here and keeping it really simple. I'm not sure. But I do love that heart. It's just different. Let me think. Make it look a bit masculine. I'm not really sure now if I want to use this. This looks a bit imposing, I think. And that looks, unless, I'll cut it in half. Actually, I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to make it look a little different. Let's see. And maybe make it like a different shape. So just trim it up, make it look like a completely different shape, and put it like this. I'm just thinking, sorry guys. Just try new things out, you know, it just makes it look interesting. I'll have a think about it, but what I will do with this in the meantime is I'm going to pop that up onto some dimensionals. So if you don't have a heart big enough in dies, like I don't, and not in the shape that I'm after, make your own. Just draw it and cut it out, and it still looks cool. It looks like it's a die, or you've used your electronic dyeing, you know, your cutting machines or whatever. It's super cool. And I love the rustic look to it. So I'll just pop that there. And I think I will just put the Happy Valentine's Day and keeping it really simple just down the bottom. And I think that's what I'll do. So, yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll just grab the bottom part here, put that on the back. Whoops. It's funny, I have intentions of using things, and then when I look at it, there's no need for them sometimes. But I think this is nice, maybe in the middle there. I think I'll put it there in the middle. I know, let me know what you think, but I'll put mine right here in the middle and keep it really simple. And that's my Valentine's Day card for today. Really, really simple. And it's great to use stamp sets like the Waterfront stamp set in a way that's not intended. So you can use, you know, just like that can look like a mountain, but you can change the shape of that by stamping over it when layering it up and things like that. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project. The Waterfront stamp set is an amazing, amazing stamp set. I really, really love it. And just try and think outside the square when you're using these stamp sets to make it go further too. So I've used it as a Valentine's Day card. So there you go. I hope you like it. It's different, definitely different, but it's cool. So you can make your own pattern, and you can even do a camo pattern with that as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'd really love to hear from you. And I hope you enjoyed today's project. If you liked today's card, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, if you have any ideas for any other projects you'd like to see, you can give me a little challenge and I can come up with something for you. Okay, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.